Hey guys, it's Kim.
And it's Corey.
Today we're talking about kind of a topic that's could be controversial, and it's definitely heated.
Yeah.
Based on, heated among realtors.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before, but it's something that we keep coming back to.
Right.
And it's not just us. Like if you go online, if you go on Facebook, you go on Reddit, you'll see it talked about all the time.
Right.
Realtors talk about it too amongst each other. Some
Yeah.
agree, some disagree, so we'll get into that.
Yep. So I'll kind of tell you what we're talking about, then Corey's going to kind of go into detail about what's happening. So we're still seeing the new listings either holding offers, not holding offers. Those are the two options, holding offers or not holding offers. So as a new buyer coming into the market, it can be very confusing. Mm-hmm. The houses that are holding offers may or may not want more than the asking price. So sometimes they list it for $50,000, $100,000 less than asking, and the seller will not accept asking price. They want substantially more, which is, in my mind, I think it should be illegal. Pricing something that's actually not the price. It's kind of like bait and switch in my mind. And the other option is just pricing it for market value. So as a buyer, you don't know the difference. And we do have a buyer right now sent us a list of a bunch of homes, and we sent them information back. Corey's going to kind of go through each one and talk about how random and all over the map it is for buyers to figure out, decipher which one's which.
It's fun, to say the least. I can't imagine how it could feel right now being a buyer. Like at least like with us being realtors, we see this every day. We know what things are going for. And so it makes sense to us. But if I didn't and I look at this house and it says $299, I'm like, oh cool, that's affordable. But realistically it's $400.
Back in the crazy day, 99 which last year, 95% of the listings were like this. Yeah. So you could pretty much guarantee most listings were like this. Now it's even more confusing because half are like this and half aren't like this, with holding offers and not.
Yeah.
So it's even more confusing than it was in the mayhem.
Yeah, we had consistent craziness back then. Now we have inconsistent craziness now.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's where do we go from here? Like it's frustrating as a realtor. Like it's got to be mind-boggling as an actual buyer, especially someone who's never done this before.
Yeah, you almost have to do comps on every single house that they're interested in.
100%. Like looking at this list yesterday that we went through. I mean,
even before they see them. I mean, we do comps after you see it and you like it, and we'll do comps. Yeah. But before they even view the home, we're doing comps. Yep. Just to see if it's even in their price range. Well,
and that's the thing. Like yesterday, more than half of them were underpriced, substantially. And I get it. I know why this is happening. It's a marketing strategy, and people think it works. There's no evidence to say that works. Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to prove it. You can read the articles that say that it's been proven, but if you actually dig deeper and see where those articles came from. Yeah.
Well, it's a bit misleading too. So if you see, let's say, I go online, let's say we list the house for $200,000 and it's a $400,000 house. Yeah. And then we'll get 20, 25, 30 offers because it's priced so low. Mm-hmm. So then we go back and say, we sold it way over asking and we had this many offers, the market's so crazy. But realistically, if you just priced it fairly and what it should have been, there's no reason why you wouldn't get the same amount. Right.
But it's marketing. It's kind of a marketing scheme for some of the realtors to say, look guys, I just got 20 offers. Well, guess what? If I priced this Mercedes for $20, how many offers am I going to get? Right? It's the same exact thing. So it's just annoying to see, look guys, the market's still insane. We got all these offers. We got 100,000 over. It's like, come on.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the market is still insane, but that's almost putting a little bit more of a frenzy to something that shouldn't be as much of a frenzy.
Right, yeah.
So it's I don't know where we go from here. Like if we talked about this before, and we talked about bait and switch, and if you went to a Best Buy and a TV was priced at $500, and you go to check it out and they tell you, oh no, it's actually $1,000. You can't do that.
No, you can't. It's illegal.
It's illegal. Right. But the same rules don't apply to real estate. Right. And if you go online, you'll see mixed views on this too. So you'll see half the people say, you know what, it's my house. I want to sell it for whatever I want to sell it for.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, let's do a role play, okay? Okay. You're the home seller. Okay. I'm coming in. I'm a realtor. Hey Joe, how's it going? We're going to talk about pricing for your home, okay? Okay. And your home is worth about 400,000, like that's the market value, but we're going to suggest a list price of 199.
Why would he do that?
I know it does sound pretty illogical, but this is just what you have to do in order to get 400.
So what if I just listed it at 400 though?
Well, that won't work. Nobody will come see your house because they think, you know, if they're looking at it, all the other houses are priced $100,000 to $200,000 less. So you have to do the same as everyone else. Otherwise, no one's going to come see your house.
So what if someone gives me 200,000 though?
Oh, well, you don't have to take it.
Oh.
You can price your house for whatever you want. You want to price it for $20?
Huh.
Let's just try that. So, and has any seller ever said, that's a fantastic idea, we should do that? No seller has ever come up with that on their own. So when, you know, you read this stuff, realtors, well, sellers can do whatever they want. They didn't come up with that idea. The realtors are obviously suggesting it. And I'm not saying we haven't done this. We had to do it when it was insane. And, you know, we're putting our foot down and we're saying, no, we're not doing it anymore.
I can tell you, I have done it twice, 2 times.
Okay.
And both times I felt scuzzy.
Yeah.
But like, and it didn't. There's no proof that I got more out of those offers because of that. If I would just would have listed it at what I thought it was worth, which is 99% of the time, if you're doing the proper comps, which is what we're hired to do, and you go for that number. I get trying different strategies, but hyping up a strategy where there's no proof that it actually works.
That's actually unethical, and it's also pricing it for $200,000 less, like you said, there's no proof that even works.
Yeah, and it's starting to come back, and it's frustrating. And I'm speaking with buyers and working with a lot of first-time buyers. They are so fed up with it.
They don't understand it. As you explain it the first time, and you're like, and exactly like the seller.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They just don't.
Why would they do that?
Yeah.
It's completely illogical.
And that's the comments you see in the threads too. If you go online and you look it up, people are saying if the common argument is the seller should have to accept the price that they're offered at some point. And you know what? I get that. You should be able to deny a price, but if you're listing it at a price and you're not accepting that price, that's where it gets really fuzzy.
Right.
But then you can get into things like, okay, well, there's like a million conditions. That's why I didn't do it. But if you have a firm offer that is at asking price or better, there should be some sort of obligation there. And absolutely. I know like half of the people will agree and half the people won't. And this is why there's so much divisiveness in it. But but I'm on the side of I don't agree with it, and I don't think it should be something.
Well, what happened in the frenzy was that, let's say we had a buyer and their budget was $300,000. We couldn't set them up. We were setting them up when everything was priced way under. We were setting them up for searches. They would get automatic searches for houses priced, $199 to $250, even that. I mean, let's say back then the budget was $300. They weren't getting a house.
Yeah.
But we would have to set them up for automatic searches on homes $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 less than their budget, because if we set them up for like a $300 price range, they thought that they could afford it, right?
Yeah.
But now, like I said, it is even more confusing, because the buyers we have now are set up on, searches from 150 less than their budget to exactly their budget, and some of them I've even set up a little bit more than budget, because, a month ago some of the houses were going 30,000-40,000 less.
Yeah.
So.
And it's such a whirlwind right now. Like if you look. And even looking at the trends, like I deep dive into these numbers way too much. It's obsessive, like almost. But I'm looking at we look at January. In January, like back in October, there was a random hike, and then it would kind of hit December, drop. January started creeping back up again. Interest rate announcement happens, drops down. More time goes by since that interest rate announcement. Prices are starting to come back up again. And it's the madness of these pricing games isn't helping it. We want to curb inflation. We want to get things back on track. We want to get people into houses. We have to address these issues, and we're not. As simple as that. So
how are we gonna help with this problem? This is either the realtors get on board and say enough, or there's some type of ruling that says a seller cannot price their home for something they're not willing to accept.
And that's where it needs to happen. And I think you will find a good number of realtors that agree with this.
They're just fed up.
Yeah, you'll find just as many probably that disagree with it, but that's their right. And the power to you, but it's not something that we agree with.
Yeah.
So we'll I don't know where we go from here, but
it's a big monster, you know, like, we were going to go through this little list here of just the few houses that, we're not going to say addresses, obviously, but the list that they sent just...
Well, there's some that you look at right off the bat and then you're like, okay, come on.
Right.
And you don't even have to even look at comps and you're like, this is like 100,000 less than what it should be.
Anything priced at $199 is absolutely going to be probably way underpriced.
Yeah, any first-time buyers that have worked with me in the past, you'll know the dreaded $299 number that I always speak about. $299 list price means nothing. It's just guess at that point.
Yeah. I mean, we can't... Windsor's still a pretty amazing market as far as values. They're, you know what I mean, comparatively. You can't get a house that's decent and kind of move-in ready for $250.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like we've got one of the, I think we're fourth most inexpensive city in Ontario. I think the only ones that are less than us are like Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, Thunder Bay, and I think there's one more. But yeah, Windsor's not going anywhere. Our house prices are probably going to go up. You look to the future. Just geographic location of where we are. We can't go backwards, especially when you look at, we're going to get into natural disasters and that sort of thing, but you're seeing more and more people are going to be migrating north, migrating around the Great Lakes. We're future-proofed, not like a California or a Florida that might be underwater in the next 30, 40, 50 years.
Right.
But that's a whole other topic. Not going to go down that rabbit hole now. But yeah, no, our market is fantastic, but we've got to find a way so that the people that live here can afford a house and aren't stuck in rental or perpetuity. Some people want to rent, and that's great. Absolutely, we should have a market for that.
But people that don't want to rent, that actually are really trying, they have jobs, you know what I mean? They should be able to afford a house. 100%.
And I think that's the thing that we're missing a lot of the times when like we see these arguments about, well, we should be able to price whatever we want, and the sky's the limit, and we're leaving people behind. And that's just not right at the end of the day. So that's what we're fighting for, to make a difference, to try and bring some sanity back to this.
Absolutely.
So
that's right. Well, it's a good topic. I'm sure, like you said, there's so many different opinions on this, but we know our opinion. We're not for it. We think it's unethical, and we think that it's driving prices up, in my opinion. But
100%. So
that's it. Till next time. See ya.
Thanks.